am Noor Faatihah Danish binti Noor Ishamuddin. ID number MDA 1806010. What I will present is
Hi, my name is Sara Daniya binti Khairul Azizi, ID number MDA 1806064, and here I'm going to present.
Hello guys, my name is Puteri Aishah binti Megat Termizi, ID number MDA 1806130, and I will present about self-assessment system, procedures of self-assessment system, and also the penalties comply to self-assessment system.
Hello guys, Assalamualaikum. My name is Halimatul Huda binti Kamari, ID number MDA 1806146, and I will discuss to you about
Resident of a company. There are two types of resident of the company. One, they are business. Second, they are non-business. First, management and control. Second, any one of it business or affair. Minimum 1. Third, at any time, minimum is 1 point. Fourth, during the basis year. Fifth, are exercised in Malaysia. I'm going to explain tax implication. In terms of scope of charge, resident company other than banking, insurance, shipping and air transport income accrued derived in Malaysia. Next, I will explain in terms of foreign source income received in Malaysia from outside Malaysia. For resident, companies other than company engaged in banking, insurance, shipping and air transport which earn income from foreign sources in Malaysia from outside Malaysia will be excluded from income tax. This income shall be credited to an exempt income account which is eligible for the purposes of the declaration of exempt dividends, which is 2 tiers. For non-resident, a non-resident company would have exempted income from foreign sources. However, the amount exempted cannot be credited to an exempt income account. I'm going to explain the derivation of dividend from Malaysia. For resident, dividends and distribution by a residential company are deemed to be derived from Malaysia in the basis year. And for non-resident, dividends and distribution by the non-resident company is not a Malaysia source. Then I will explain the term of business income. For resident, it is taxable if deemed for Malaysia, which in section 12. For non-resident, it is only taxable if to a permanent established, where double taxation agreements applicable between Malaysia and trade company exists, or a business combination exists in Malaysia. For the term of withholding tax, Section 107A, Section 109B and Section 109F of the Act, for resident it is not applicable, and for non-resident it is subject to retaining tax ranging from 10% to 15% on Malaysian consideration derive your income. For the term of double taxation relief, for resident it is applicable, and for non-resident it is not applicable. For income tax rate for resident and non-resident, it is flat rate, which is 24% in year assessment 2016 to 2019.
for IRB practice. The company which need confirmation of its resident status may apply to the respective assessment department to issue the Certificate of Residence (COR). The COR can be used manually or through the e-resident online portal. Tax residence status can be easily confirmed on the basis of its previous year's tax return Form C and prove the meeting of its board of directors held in previous year. The COR is important when it comes to withholding tax and claiming tax incentive.
I will explain about the tax return form. In Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia state that the company requires to submit the income tax return form, which is Form C, within 6 months from the company financial year end. Self-assessment system. Under self-assessment system, taxpayer requires to declare the profit in the return form and submit to IRB on the correct dates. No notice of assessment will be sent to taxpayer in self-assessment system. Taxpayer also requires to estimate the tax payable and make an installment payment. Procedures of self-assessment system. The first procedures of self-assessment system is estimate the tax payable. The Act stated that the company requires to furnish the estimate income tax payable in Form CP204 30 days before beginning of the basis period. For the new company tax payable, the company requires to furnish estimate tax payable within 3 months from the date commencement of new business. Second procedures of self-assessment system is installment payment. According to the Act, if the company failed to remit the payment by the due date, there is 10% penalty charge. Taxable required to compute the penalty and remit together with installment payment with the expiry date to IRB.
If the company fails to pay the tax by the due date, the balance of unpaid payment will be increased by 10%. Penalties not comply self-assessment system. First, penalties on late payment of tax installment. Under Section 107C, subsection 9 of the Income Tax Act 1967, it stated that installment payment is not paid by 10th of the month following which due the amount of unpaid should be increased by 10% without need any notes to be served. Second, penalty for failure to furnish tax estimate. The company which failed to file the estimate tax payable will going through penalty based on the following table. Estimate tax payable. RM 500 and below, compound RM 300 ringgit. RM 501 to 1 million, compound. Chronology of SST and GST. SST is introduced by the Sales Tax Act 1972 and the Service Tax Act 1975, which entered into the force until it was replaced by GST on 1 April 2015. GST was implemented in Malaysia through the Goods and Service Tax Act 2014, start on 1 April 2015 and had been introduced by previous government Barisan Nasional. SST had been re-identified on 1 September 2018 by Pakatan Harapan. Rate for SST is 10% for goods and 6% for service, while for GST is 6%. According to the economic expertise, the effect of the SST and GST is almost the same. As confirmed by the Minister of Finance, GST system is more transparent as each party in the supply chain won the claim of tax paid. With SST, any party which is not a manufacturer can increase the price as they want. Even the manufacturer can colluding with other companies to run from tax. Advantage of SST. First, it is a single stage tax imposed on factories or importer and 10%. Therefore, the wholesaler and retailer do not need to pay tax, nor need to prepare quarterly tax submission as required in GST. Third, consumer pay 10% at factory price only. Not like GST, multi-stage tax. The end consumer surely pay more than 6% of tax at multi-stage. And the last one, it is more fair taxation system imposed on end consumer. Advantage of SST. First, factories and importers can under-declare the volume and value of the goods to pay minimum tax, thus reduce government revenue. Second, SST is less efficient tax collection mechanism compared to GST. Advantage of GST. First, GST is a transparent tax and also reduce number of indirect tax. Second, GST will not be cost to be registered retailer, therefore, there will be no hidden tax and the cost of doing business is lower. Third, benefit people as price will come down, which in turn will help companies and consumption will increase. And the last one, separate tax for goods and service, which is the present taxation system require divisions of transaction value into value of goods and service for taxation, leading for greater complications, administration, including complying costs. Advantage of GST. Some retail products currently have only 4% tax on them. After GST, garments and clothes could be more expensive. Adoption and migration to the new GST system will involve teething troubles and learning for the entire ecosystem.
Okay, next for difference between GST and SST. So, GST have been announced during budget 2014 and being implemented on 1st April 2015. For SST has been implemented since 1970 and gone through some improvement. So, next difference is GST is imposed on users who use goods and services at every stage of the chain to consumer. For SST is regarded as a cost to the business, a one-level tax for which this tax is only charged to manufacturer only and cannot be claimed. Next, for GST are more transparent, effective, efficient, and business-friendly. With this system, consumers know the real deal and only at one standard, which is 6%. Next, for SST, the rate may vary or differ from 5% to 10%. Usually, manufacturer and distributor do not show the SST rate to consumer. Last but not least, for GST, each level of distributor will be imposed, which it include manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. But the input tax, only business can claim it. Last, for sales tax, will be only imposed at manufacturer or consumer level, while service tax is imposed to consumer that using the tax services. That's all.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Which one do you think is better, GST or SST?
I think I will choose GST.
Oh, interesting. Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, Puteri.
Yeah.
What do you think is better, GST or SST?
SST or GST. I think SST is more better.
Oh, okay.
Huda.
Hi.
Okay, I want to ask you something.
Sure.
What do you think about SST and GST, and which one you will choose?
I think I'll choose GST.
Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Hi, Sara.
Hi.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Which one do you think is better, GST or SST?
For me, I prefer SST.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Alright. Thank you, Sara.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.